I believe one of the main features and aspects of anime that really draws people into this niche hobby is the world building, and the way a good anime show can get anyone to feel like they're in that world. I realize that the following anime that I'm about to mention is not very popular, and it just started this season, and only 3 episodes are out at the time I'm making this video, but the anime series Made in Abyss is, in my opinion, the greatest original series airing right now, and it's all based purely on the world building. Let me quickly just throw some titles at you so I can explain what I mean. You have an anime like Sword Art Online, right? Everyone loves Sword Art Online. I mean, that's pretty much undisputed, sort of, or at least the first episode. The first episode, according to everyone, was great. It dragged everyone into the universe, and at that point, main character, who happens to be an edgy teen trapped in another world, or in this case a game, was not the cliche it is now. However, it was something everyone wanted to see. This world operated like an MMO RPG, and everyone knew what that felt like, and it was easy to draw someone in. Then the threat of Kayaba Akihiko shows up saying you're trapped was just the interest factor blown through the roof, hence the intense popularity, and hence the backlash when it couldn't keep up to that first episode. This is the first episode that's unbelievable, and the world building is great, but so much of it is based on a preconceived notion of everyone wanting to be in an RPG. An RPG, by definition, puts you in the place of your avatar. You want to be in that universe, at least to an extent. So when this was realized, dream come true for the masses. Another brilliant depiction of world building was Attack on Titan. I think that's truly what drove the series forward, at least for the most part. Before the whole mystery aspects showed up, and before people started connecting to the characters in the series, because at least for a very long time, the characters were very meh. There was this insane universe that they gave to us in the first episode that was only broadened in the second episode, and was only broadened further throughout the series. The world building in Attack on Titan is one of my favorite examples for great world building, and it's why I would show Attack on Titan to any newcomer who wants to get used to the medium of anime, because feeling the fear of humanity as such a tantalizing emotion in such a cruel world full of death is truly an unbelievable thing, and the way Isayama did that was almost incomparable to any other anime. This is world building that came at you like a wrecking ball as the fear of the world overtook you. Made in Abyss runs by a completely different operating system. It's a completely subtle universe, and that everyone's curious to know more about, and the subtlety to this world building is, I think, where it shines the most. As interesting as it is that there's a nation that lives around a massive crater known as the Abyss, full of interesting artifacts and impossible creatures, where they keep sending down these explorer dudes to bring up as many of these relics as they can. It's set up in a fashion that only the more experienced explorer people can go further down, because going up causes issues of sorts. Well, that's very believable, especially in a world like this. Humanity doesn't possess magical powers. One would assume it's the feeling experienced by divers when they come up from the depths too quickly, but it seems there's this curse of the Abyss that follows someone when they come out if they were too deep. It's known as the Abyss because no one has successfully gone to the bottom and come back up. This is already fascinating. This is amazing. I'm curious to see where this will lead us. We're following a female protagonist whose mother is a top-rank explorer lady, and she wants to go down there. This will be an adventure anime, and everyone knows it from the first episode. An adventure anime in a fascinating fantasy setting. But it's the subtlety that, in my opinion, really gets to everyone. I haven't seen anyone talking about this, and that's why I'm making this video. Not that I'm trying to grab all the views for the Made in Abyss fans, because unfortunately there don't seem to be too many of them. The way the cover art looks is enough to turn off most initial viewers, unfortunate as that is. Well, hopefully this will change that for at least the few of you that check this video out, if you haven't seen it already. The people that live in the town surrounding the Abyss are completely different than the people we find in our everyday life, just by the fact that there is this massive unknown depths in their center. And here's what I mean. Common tactics for ambushes, or for assassins, or for professional masters of the hide and seek is known to be on a different elevation than the person that you don't want to find you. Because as human beings grounded in this world, there's right, left, front, and back. There's no up and down, really, as a capability for most people. Unless maybe in Japan it's different, because jumping in anime is this gravity-defying super technique in even the most mundane of shows. But back to reality, most of us don't have this power. The society of this town surrounding this abyss is a vertically oriented society. There's so much rappelling and up and down in everyone's life. You see that through the simple structures of the town. This is one of the things I loved most in world building of an anime, when there are subtle things that exist in a society that you can make sense of, but that aren't pointed out specifically. For the most part, when some creator thinks of something amazing, they always fondle themselves by having some other character point out why it's so amazing that this exists. I call this disease a case of Frokatosis. Simply because I remember every single time Ash is in a Pokemon battle and Ash uses Pikachu against a water type, Brock's like, oh my god, he's so smart. He's using an electric type to face a water type because it's super effective. Then you have the random ass girl character on the side like, oh my god, Ash is so smart.
Oh, I see. It's the speed.
The speed?
See, by adding the speed of Trico's fall into that attack and putting body weight into it too, it multiplied the force of the attack.
Wow. Just like Ash said, it really was their chance. Ash is so awesome!
And you have that play out in so many anime, especially the strategy-related ones. For example, No Game, No Life, when we had Genius Sora playing out with these amazing strategies, and then you had stupid-ass generic girl princess with tits #1 sitting there like, why the hell did he do that? So a different side character can explain exactly why it happened, just so the audience can grasp the full awesomeness. It feels unrealistic in a sense, and I love when the creator has enough faith in the audience that they'll pick up something or other by themselves. You see this in One Piece a lot. On every island, there's a different civilization and a different society. It's all built differently, and if you actually look into why, it'll fascinate you that it makes logical sense. Why on Zou they live in tree houses, as just a small example. But none of them play a role quite like this. Made in Abyss does better than that, I dare say. I was fascinated by the first episode. Not that I want to even spoil the first episode, let you guys enjoy it. But after the whole thing that happened in the Abyss, they come back up and they go to school, and this is what a classroom looks like. When I saw this, I immediately said, Made in Abyss is good stuff. It shows that the creator of this series put himself in its universe to build it further. It's something I love seeing in a writer, and it's world building that I love seeing in an anime. And that's why I suggest to all of you, if you haven't already, check out Made in Abyss. Even though it's a weird sounding name and the grammar is not correct, I believe it is grammatically correct, and I have two theories why it's actually called that, both being very interesting, but in spoiler territory. Therefore, I will stop for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm just throwing this in there so you guys can have something good to watch this season, because frankly, Kakegurui was a little disappointing from what I was led to believe before it actually aired. And that's like praised as one of the best things happening right now. So, bit of a shame. In any case, I'll link up some other analysis videos, and I'll link up some comedy videos in case you're interested in that. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at @nux_taku, and link to the Discord in the description. I'd love to see all of you there. So have yourself a most wonderful evening, and I'll see you all next time.